Hi, I'm Janno Lieber. I'm the MTA Chair and CEO, and today I'm answering questions that came to us on social media. Our correspondent's getting a little personal, asking me what's my first memory of bus or subway. Hey, I grew up in New York in the 1970s. I rode the bus to school. When I was 7 years old, my brother was 6. We started riding the bus to school on our own. My mom drew us a map of all the avenues so we knew where to get off and that we wouldn't get lost, and she tested us on it to make sure we were ready to ride the bus on our own, and we did for years. That was part of my love affair with the New York City mass transit system. My friends who ride commuter rails are asking, what is your favorite stop on Metro North and on the Long Island Railroad? For Metro North, it's easy. It's Grand Central Terminal. It is literally the temple of mass transit in the United States. It may be the most beautiful indoor public space in New York City. Everybody feels their spirit raised when you walk through Grand Central. Long Island Railroad was a harder one for me to answer, but my answer is Mineola. Why? Because Mineola is the place where the third track project, where we expanded the main line of the Long Island Railroad, has allowed us to incredibly increase the volume of service. And Mineola is actually doing what they call transit-oriented development, building apartment houses and more dynamic retail, and even expanding their hospital and other services right around the train station. On Long Island, they need to keep making their downtowns a little more dynamic, a little more walkable, and have room for young families and older people who want to be in apartments. I love what's going on in Mineola. What's the best way to get hired by the MTA? The answer is go on the MTA website, mta.info, and go to the careers section. There are a whole mess of jobs that you have to take a test for that are civil service, like train operator, bus operator, conductor, but there are also lots of specific jobs that are resume-based jobs if you have special training, special qualifications. But go on the website, there's a ton of jobs, and we love hiring New Yorkers, so take a look. What are you doing to make the subway safer? The answer is the same as Governor Hochul laid out about a year ago. It's cops, it's cameras, and it's care. More cops in the subway. We know every community, all demographics, all neighborhoods, every line, our riders want to see more cops. It's what makes them feel safe. And now we've got cops at night, thanks to Governor Hochul spending so that we can have cops all through the night on every train. Crime is down in the first couple months of 2025 by 26%. That's a big drop. We love that. Cameras. We now have cameras on every subway car, 10,000 cameras throughout the subway stations and outside of stations, but now we got them in every subway car. That means nobody's going to get away, and they will get caught. Care. We all know that what's really impacted the subway environment and all of our public space is the presence of people who are struggling with mental health issues. So getting those people out of the system and getting them into the treatment that's better for them is really key. And the state has been doing a lot. The MTA is doing a lot with our SCOUT program to get seriously mentally ill people who need to be brought indoors. That is working as well. Hey, our Staten Islanders are asking, do you have any plans to improve transportation from Staten Island other than just these new R211 cars? The answer is yes. There are two major pluses for Staten Island going on. One is for express bus riders, congestion pricing has made it so much faster to get in and out of Manhattan. A lot of Staten Islanders take the express bus. They are saving 10, 20, 30 minutes. It's become much more reliable. That is a big part of the story. The other thing is we're dealing with the shortage of bus operators that has impacted on Staten Island, and that is making a difference because a lot of people depend on local buses in Staten Island. And hey, for the people who actually drive from Staten Island, in addition to the fact you get a super discount on the Verrazano, because of the congestion pricing, the drivers are saving time, and they love it because they know their time is worth money, and they love saving time in their commute into Manhattan or wherever they're going. What do we think is the biggest challenge facing the MTA right now? I think it's that we are taking the transit system for granted. We forget that this system is 100 years old. We must invest in it. We have concrete and steel that's been subjected to water, chemicals, and salt for over 100 years, and it is falling apart. We got subway cars that are 40, 50 years old, and they break down much more frequently. Subway signals that are from the time of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This is nuts. New York doesn't work without mass transit. We cannot put all these people together to do what we do economically and to make New York, New York, unless we have great mass transit. Got to invest in making the system newer and better. When is the money that we're getting from congestion pricing going to be used to actually start making an impact and fixing the system? The answer is immediately. Once we knew congestion pricing was underway, we kicked it into gear and started moving forward projects that are going to make a huge difference and that will be funded by congestion pricing. We're fixing the signals on the A train, the longest line in the system, contracting to build more ADA stations, more stations with elevators so people, whether they're in a wheelchair or whether they're pushing a stroller, can get in and out. Going ahead with investments in new subway cars that wouldn't have been possible without congestion pricing. All that stuff is in motion, and you're going to start to see it in the next couple of years. What are we going to do about the problem of fare evasion? I am a bear on this. It's not just a matter of MTA finances and having the money to operate the system and fix the system. It is demoralizing to New Yorkers when they see other people just walking through the gate and not paying their fare or jumping over the turnstile. It makes people feel like, why am I the sucker who pays? So what we've done is we've started to block the gate with gate guards, and it actually is causing people to pay more frequently. We've also made changes to the turnstiles, and we're doing education to make sure people understand how important this is to the subway that they all depend on. We also want to make sure that fare evasion is never a crime of poverty. So we've got the Fair Fares program, half price for people who are on a low-income budget. So that makes it more affordable for them. All those things together are making a difference. We knocked subway fare evasion down by 25% in the last 6 months of 2024. One thing that we know we have to do is to replace these outdated turnstiles that, frankly, are not up to snuff for New York right now, where people can go under and over and sideways and so on, with new modern turnstiles that are full height and that really do prevent people from doing the fast thing to get in for free. We all know that New Yorkers want to see everybody paying their fair share. Real progress, and we're going to keep pushing on it. What is the part of the job that brings me the most joy? And for me, the answer is easy. It's the workforce. It's the MTA workers who, when I get to talk to them and I see the spirit that they bring to their jobs, the optimism, the positivity, and also the professionalism. They're all people, whether they're a train operator, bus operator, a mechanic, or somebody doing customer service. They're very professional, but they also know how to deal with the public, and they really communicate this sense that this is a special place that we all share, and it makes me very proud and moved to be able to spend time with them and experience that spirit and that morale.